The wait for Street Fighter V is almost over, just over 2 weeks until we can finally get our hands on the final product, as of course it is coming out on February the 16th. Now Capcom has decided to celebrate the almost launch with a new trailer which has showcased a few new modes from story to multiplayer. As I said, this was all revealed in a brand new trailer which was revealed live on stage at the Taipei Game Show and covers all 6 of the major game modes, and several of these you will probably recognise as direct responses to previous criticisms of Street Fighter franchise. For example, the complaints of no introduction for new players, the rather, shall we say, limited story, and a lack of tutorial options. This was particularly prevalent considering that there have been many games that have really worked to help you understand the basic mechanics of the game. Skullgirls, for example, is probably one of the best fighting game tutorials just because it really teaches you mechanics from the basics to the really complicated. So, what do we have for the game modes that will be available at launch? We have tutorial, character story mode, survival mode, training mode, network battle, and Capcom Fighters Network. Now, they haven't actually promised any additional modes beyond the 6 specifically. However, Capcom have previously said that they are planning several free content updates for the game, which of course includes the free story mode expansion which we heard about earlier this week. I am definitely pleased to see the introduction of both the training and tutorial mode. Now, of course, Street Fighter 4 in all of its forms did have a sort of training mode, quote unquote, where you could literally just sort of practice your combos, ultras and all that sort of stuff, but it didn't really give you any training or direction and was pretty frustrating for a player who had been away from Street Fighter for a long time. I hadn't really paid attention to it for years, to be honest. I was always more of a Tekken gal growing up, and even that I haven't played in a long time, so it was definitely a bit of a vertical cliff face to climb when it came to learning the game, and I feel like they can definitely make it more accessible and perhaps even get some new talent for esports just by making it that much easier to actually get to grips with the mechanics, especially given that there are going to be several new mechanics for this game that are going to be different from Ultra Street Fighter 4. Of course, we've got the whole V-trigger system implemented into this title. Now, of course, we do have the final beta currently running from today, which of course is January the 31st, so if you've pre-ordered the title, you can have one last look at the game in its unfinished state before, of course, they go for the final leg of the race and do all those finishing touches based on the last bit of player feedback. Here's hoping Street Fighter V is good. That's not to say Ultra Street Fighter 4 wasn't, but it definitely had some problems, and it seems like they've definitely been listening and are hoping to change a lot of the issues that players encountered. And hopefully we'll still have a thriving esports team for Street Fighter. I've actually been getting into that recently myself, been watching lots of old EVO matches, and hopefully I'll be watching EVO, not at the event, but I'll be watching it over streams and stuff and hopefully getting into the mix. Regardless of all that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.